Hey everyone, my name is Francesca and these are my top 5 tips for incoming UT students. So disclaimer, I was a transfer and this is going to be based off of my personal experience as well as my friends. I'm going to make a whole separate video for transfers though. So I think these 5 tips are going to be great for everyone across the board. But just keep in mind that this is based off of my experience and those around me experience, if that makes any sense. So yeah. Okay, tip number 1. Do not join more clubs than you can handle. And I mean clubs, orgs, associations, fraternities, or whatever you want to join. Do not join 50 things. I mean, I know it's your first week, you're walking down Speedway, there's tabling all over around you, you're getting handed all of these flyers, you're getting handed like 1,000 different things, and you're hearing, welcome home, and you'll find your family with us, and you'll never find an org like us, and really like join, and we'll give you free pizza if you come to our info session, which, I mean, to be fair, go get your free pizza, but don't join like 50,000 things, okay? When you get to college, you're gonna realize how valuable your time is, especially if you're working. If you're like me, you had a job or 2 or more the majority of your college, or I mean, you will, right? Because it hasn't happened yet. If you are going to be anything like me, you had like 1, 2+ jobs throughout your college career, you are going to be so picky with your time, and you're going to spend so much more time than you think feeling burnt out if you're a part of so many different clubs, because you're experiencing academic burnout, and then apart from everything you have to do in a week, you realize you have like 6 club meetings a week and you feel social burnout. You're like, what am I even doing? Why did I even join this? And something that was supposed to be really fun and that was supposed to get you really excited has started turning into this chore. Right, so I joined some different things my sophomore year and my junior year, and it was great, but I never joined more than, like, I want to say 1 to 2 things, because I was always working, and that's also, like, if you are somebody that's working and you feel FOMO because you don't get to do a lot of things your peers are doing at the same time, do not feel bad at all. You are grinding it out and you're doing an awesome job. And you're picky with your time, which is how it should be, because in college you're gonna look back on your high school self and be like, how the hell did I have that much time to do everything? I don't know. I ask myself that to this day. I have no idea. But you're in college and you need to be picky with your time because it is so, so valuable. Tip number 2, making friends. Now, my tip is gonna be a little bit unconventional, I think. I don't know if people usually think of this as a way of making friends, but I count it as one. And so my tip to make friends is to start making small talk with people in your class and figure out where they live. Now, that sounds a little bit weird. Like, obviously, I don't want to lead anyone down this weird path where, like, you end up meeting this, like, stalker. Like, I mean, that's terrible. But in my experience, I was an RTF major, and RTF majors like got let out really late. Most of your labs are going to be at night, and your discussion groups are at night. So I would get out at 9, 10 p.m. and have to walk home. And so, most people will live in West Campus, North Campus, and even if, the person you meet is a commuter, if you're a commuter, it works out. Maybe you guys live somewhere near so you guys can take the same bus or a couple of the same buses back home. And so my tip would literally be making small talking. Like, literally some of my best friends, one of my best friends that I met in Austin lived in the building next to me, so it was perfect because we had the same class and then we would walk back home at night, and we lived next to each other and we still talk to each other to this day. If you don't love them, hey, friend for the semester, and the next semester you try finding somebody else in a different class. Okay, tip number 3, exploring campus. Campus is huge, okay? You could walk from one end of campus to another and it be like 45 minutes. You're still on campus. Like it's still UT property. Like it's massive. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do this, I don't think, as much as I should have my first week. I had kind of like Googled stuff on Google Maps, but I was like, it'll be fine. Like I'll figure out. No, I won't. No, I didn't figure it out because I'm just somebody that's naturally geographically challenged. Like I'm not gonna lie. Literally, please, day before classes, just walk to campus. If you live on campus, that's even closer, easier, better. Just kind of wander around and start looking at where you're gonna have your classes. You start wandering around, oh, I'm gonna have a class in this building, what floor, second floor, just so you at least know where the buildings are. Oh my gosh, I had crazy, like, just so you know where the buildings are, okay? Once you have that down, you'll be fine. You can figure out the room and the floor and all of that. But just figure out where your buildings are and figure out your route, okay? Because if you have back-to-back classes, like I used to stack my classes so heavy. I would stack them all in a day so that I could like work, other days of the week. I would stack so heavy and they would be back to back and I did not know where I was going. Like I am somebody that uses Apple Maps. I say Google Maps, but I mean Apple Maps for everything. So plan out your route, know where you're going, because you need to get into the groove of it, because you will only have like 10 to 15 minutes to get to your next class. And that's if your professor abides by like that little early 10 minutes before the hour, 15 minutes before the hour and a half. Tip number 4, okay? The big ticket. I know, oh my gosh, it's my first year and I have so much school spirit, as you should, because we're Longhorns and you should have that much school spirit. And I'm gonna go to every sporting event. Every single, no, you're not. No, you're not. I don't think you could, I don't know if that would be possible, is to have good grades and be in an org and also work and be at every single sporting event. I don't know, okay? In my experience, I went in, I bought the big ticket, I was so excited, I was like, this is it, I'm gonna be there every week. No, I was not. I, honest to God, like, if you're gonna get the big ticket, if you know for a fact you're gonna be at every single football game, I would say get the big ticket. It's worth it, at least for that. If you're gonna be at every, like, volleyball game, get it, it's worth it, because all of those games obviously add up. If you are getting the big ticket with the expectation that you are going to be at every single sporting event every week to make it worthwhile, no. If you know you're occasionally gonna go to something, don't get the big ticket. I bought the big ticket and I truly don't think that I don't regret it. I mean, I went to a couple football games, but like, I don't think that it was 100% what I thought it was gonna be, okay? So if you know for a fact, I'm gonna wanna go to a couple volleyball games, don't get the big ticket. It's like $10, I think, a ticket. So if you know you're gonna go to a couple, it's better to spend 10, 20, 30 bucks on the games you're gonna go to versus spending over $100, because the price has gone up from the first, from when I first got here. It's like $150, $170 now. It's just not gonna be worth it. You're not gonna make your money back if you're not gonna use it consistently every single week, okay? So be realistic with yourself. If you want to just get it for the experience of having it your first year and then seeing how often you actually use it, and then you can see if you can like warrant spending like that much money the next couple years, then totally do that. But I would just say, like, give yourself just room. Like, don't put any pressure on yourself to be like that person. Like, I'm gonna be at every game and I'm gonna be like, you don't gotta be that person, and like that's totally okay. Like, don't put that pressure on yourself. Tip number 5. Okay, so comparing yourself. to other people. Now, I know you guys are gonna be like, this is so cheesy. Like, I already know that comparison is the thief of joy, whatever. Okay. You are going to feel a level of imposter syndrome when you get to college that you have never felt before. Maybe not. I mean, maybe you might come in here and be like, this is great. I belong here. This is amazing. But my first semester here, I remember professors kept telling, like, me and the rest of the students kept being like, hey, and if you guys feel imposter syndrome, that's totally normal. But they would say it so much to a point where I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is a thing. Like, I'm not the only person feeling like this. These 300 other students also feel like this. Or even, I mean, sometimes you'll be in like live stream classes that are like 800 to 1,000 students. And like the majority of the students feel that way. You are going to compare yourself a lot, and there's no need to, okay? Everybody's coming in at different levels. Everybody, like, literally, will it focus? Okay, you can't see, but that painting literally is, what is meant for you won't pass you by. And I believe that. So, like, you just have to believe that so much. What is meant for you will genuinely be put on your path. I mean, God has things in store for everyone, but you are going to come in feeling so lost, and you're going to compare yourself to the people on the left and the people on the right, and you might assume, be like, oh my God, like, this person is just so naturally amazing at this thing, and you don't know that they're working crazy hours on figuring that specific assignment out, like, every day, or like, you know, if that makes any sense. Like, you are going to come in, compare yourself to everyone, normal. Now, to keep doing that, bad. You have to realize that at a certain point, you just gotta shut that little voice off, because that little voice is gonna hold you back. You focus on your own path, on where you're at right now. Focus on the wins in your own life, you know? And that's gonna save you a lot of stress, pressure, and even burnout. Instead of trying to run after things that you just shouldn't even be running after, if that makes any sense, you know, like people's ideas of, or your idea of like what your work should be. I hope that made sense. I'm trying to be, it like doesn't tell you how long you've been recording. I'm like, I'm trying to make this a short video, but yeah. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was just like a little smidge of advice that I wanted to share. I am planning on making, like I said, a video specifically for transfers. And I might even make a part 2 to this, because I feel like I can give so much advice. I literally graduated last week. I'm a senior, and I had been wanting to make this video for a really long time, and I always told myself, this, that, and I told myself that I would stop doing that, you know, like this year's the year of just doing things that you've been wanting to do instead of being too scared to do them. And I think it kind of worked out, because I think that, you know, I've been here enough years to give you guys some pretty solid advice on at least what my experience has been like. So I might make a couple more of these just to try to help you guys. And if you have any suggestions or really specific questions, like, feel free to comment them down below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. But yeah, if you like this video, subscribe. I'm gonna be making all kinds of like film related content probably. Like, yeah, I don't know, I haven't really figured out totally what I want this channel to be. I wanted it to be a culmination of like a lot of different things, because we're all culminations of a lot of different things. I mean, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just gonna cut this because I've been yapping for way too long. Like, oh my goodness gracious. But yeah. Also, if you guys want me to make one of these in Spanish, like, I would be totally down to do that. I just don't know if like people would be down to watch. But oh my god, I've been talking for so long. Okay, yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah. Peace.